Hi, I'm Yogi Nora, and we're going to do a few stretches today. So I definitely have a yin practice. A yin practice is a practice of stretching, and we hold deep stretches for 5 to 20 minutes. And the reason we hold these stretches is because it makes you more flexible, and it's also incredibly meditative. It's a very grounding meditative practice, and it really helps with all of my vinyasa flow that I do. So I really want you all to do some stretch because it's really a beautiful thing for your body and also for your mind. So we're going to start, and I'm going to show you a couple of stretches that we're going to do. Some of the stretches are mostly hip stretches. Some of them are upper back, low back, but a lot of it you'll find is really in the hip region. So we're going to start with a hip stretch, a psoas stretch. This is called dragon pose. So I'm going to take my right foot forward, and I'm going to take my left knee on the ground. If this is too much on your left knee, you should put padding under your left knee. So dragon pose is really a stretch to stretch the psoas, which means we're really stretching and getting more flexibility for back bends. So this is really going to create more space in my back bends and make me more back bendy, I hope. So there's many options for this. I'm on my left knee, and as I come forward, if I'm really flexible, I can maybe come to my elbows. I'm not worried in yin about specific alignment. What I want is a deep stretch where I can relax and let go. So if this knee wants to fall off to the side, I'm not worried about it, I'm going to let it. If this is too much on my elbows, I'm going to use props. So I might use a bolster. I'm going to come forward on my bolster, and I could take my elbows here. So this is a nice option, and I'm just kind of hanging out here. So as I hang out here, I really want to drop in the shoulders. Ideally, you want to let your head drop. You just want to kind of relax. Again, depending on how flexible you are, you come into the position that you can do best. So I'm just going to kind of hang out. So as I'm hanging out here, I'm really letting go. I'm not using my muscle work. I'm really just using my let go property. As I sit here a little while longer, I may not need the bolster. I might be able to get rid of it. And then maybe I can just... So the key in some of these poses is to let go of your stomach. So I'm really going to let go in my belly. Ugh. And in turn, that really lets go of my low back. So we're going to be here just a little while longer, so if you could let everything go, just give it up. Coming out, you come out slow because you've been there a while. Release your front foot. You can do whatever you need to do to release the psoas, release your back legs. And there's no rush in this at all. It's all this calm, quiet space. And that's why I love it so much, because I want to bring this quality of this quiet space into my flow practice. So this is my secret. I'm sharing my secrets with you all. So I'm going to go to the other side for dragon pose. So I'm going to take my left foot forward. My right knee is on the ground. And as I'm here, you know, it takes me a moment. It takes me a moment just to get here. So as I'm here, ideally the front foot is flat. If your foot is too close to your body, your heel is going to go up and you're kind of missing it. That's not so great. So make sure that your front foot is flat. And again, I'm not so concerned about alignment. If my front knee wants to go out, I let my front knee go out. Might take my time. Each side is a little bit different. We're trying to balance the sides, but when you start this practice, each side's a little different. So again, I might use my bolster for the first part. And I come forward on my bolster. So I might sit here on my elbows to start. And again, I'm already feeling like I'm kind of falling. I want that. So my shoulders, I'm letting go. I'm letting go in my stomach. I'm finding a space where I'm almost at the edge, but not quite. And I just hang here almost at the edge. Remember, the big trick is to let go of your stomach. So it's no big deal, nothing to worry about. You're just hanging out. And as I'm here, again, I might start getting a little deeper. So I could probably get rid of the bolster. And it's no big deal if you use props the whole time for a long time. It's all good. Again, I just want to come to a space where I can just relax. So staying quiet and calm in your mind is a big part of this. So I'm almost out of this pose, so give it up. Let everything go. Whoa. Take a big inhale and take a And I'm going to walk my hands back in. I'm going to slowly come back up. And again, you got to come out slow. So I'm going to take my front foot back because I need a little stretch. Ooh. Stretching my legs. So I'm going to come back around. So again, that was psoas opening for my back bends. So I'm going to come back around since I was leaning forward. I'm going to come to a little sideways stretch. Okay, so this is kind of nice. Depending on how your knees are, you're going to fold a knee back. So if it's okay to fold your left knee back, I'm folding it back and extend your right leg. Great. If this is not good, you have knee issues and it's not good, don't fold your knee back. Bring your foot forward and you bring your foot in front. So this is your option if you have not so great knees or it just feels like something's pinching, you don't want to fold it back. But for me, my knees are okay. And if your knees are okay, please fold the knee back. So I have a nice wide V in the front. So there's a nice big opening. So with this nice big opening here in the front, I'm going to come to one side and lean over. Take your top arm overhead. So again, I'm not so critical on my alignment. So this time, again, if this foot wants to kind of fall out, I'm okay, because I'm doing yin. I'm doing deep stretch. I'm finding more rotation in my body. So as I'm hanging here, I'm going to drop this top arm that was overhead. It's just going to fall. And eventually, I'm going to start walking to the center point. As I start walking into center, this is called half frog pose. So this is a huge rotation in my hip. So with this huge rotation in my hip, I'm coming forward. Again, this might be crazy for me, so I might use a bolster. So if it's too crazy for me, I might use a bolster. And I might come. So you use whatever you need to use. If you need your blocks, use your blocks. So if you're getting more and more flexible because you practice this quite a bit, or you're just one of those naturally flexible people, you don't need any props. You just kind of wait for it. I'm not rushing. I'm waiting, and I slowly come into the pose. And I just kind of hang out. So again, the best part of these poses is that you can completely let go. So the meditative quality is huge. Every time you inhale, you say to yourself, breathing in. Every time you exhale, you say to yourself, breathing out. Keeps you centered, focused, and quiet. So once again, we're almost out of this pose. Stay with your breathing in, breathing out. Again, coming out of the pose is slow. So I'm going to press my hands into the earth. I'm going to slowly come on back up. Ooh. So to come out of the pose, I like to lean over my long leg. I lean this way, and this leg's going to come out. It just comes out. Oh, that was a good one. So again, I need to maybe rub my knee, because that's actually an extreme flexibility for your knee. So we're practicing all this stuff. We're practicing the calm mind, the flexible body, and the patience over the whole thing. So this is worth it. So please practice this part. This is all good stuff. It's all yoga. People ask me what I do, what kind of yoga I do. I just do yoga. So let's just do the other side. Here we go. I'm going to fold back my right knee. Again, if this is a funny knee, maybe the other knee was fine. If this one's funny, don't do this. If there's anything going on there, don't do it. Come back around, and you're doing this. You're going to get the stretch, don't worry. So my knees are okay. So I'm going to fold the knee back. Again, I'm going for this open V. This is good, because I'm, again, getting this big rotation in my hip. So I'm going to go to the side first, like I did on the other side. I'm going to lean over, take my top arm overhead. So just getting an easy side body stretch to start. And at some point I might drop the top arm. I'm still sideways, kind of laying on my leg. My long leg, my left foot is just kind of flopping. It's fine. So as I'm getting a little deeper, I've been here maybe a minute or so. I've opened up a little more. I'm going to start walking to center. So as I slow motion start walking to center, I'm going to come all the way down in the center. Again, if you want to use blocks, if you want to use anything, you use it. Sometimes a nice thing for the blocks, if you're almost down but you're not, if you lay your forehead on the blocks, it's like a nice resting point and you can just lay down. So anything you need to make yourself feel more comfortable in these, you do it. So as I come through the center, I'm trying to relax my whole front body. So you're not in a rush to get somewhere. As you see, we hold these, again, for the time duration is what's gaining the flexibility. So you don't have to rush and be at your final destination right away. So wait, be patient. So I'm going to come down slowly. And as I'm here, again, I want to relax my stomach. I'm really dropping in the shoulder head. And I'm trying to really stay peaceful. And the way to do that is to actually clear your mind and be quiet. So there's no distractions, no clutter. So I'm going to use my Buddhist meditation, saying to myself, breathing in on the inhale, breathing out on the exhale. So remember, it's feeling like you're falling. Completely let go. So we're almost out of here. So remember, it's no big deal, no pressure. Breathing in, breathing out. So here I'm going to start releasing the pose. So I'm going to bring my hands in. Coming out slow motion is really a great idea because you've been in an extreme stretch, so you don't want to rush coming out. And again, I'm going to lean over to my long leg, and I'm going to release this knee. Ooh. Oh, so that's half frog. I'm going to rub my knees, maybe rub my legs. And in yin, we come back sometimes, it's called the hammock. We come back in the hammock in between poses. So I just lean back on my elbows, and I'm just going to rock side to side. And I'm going to press up on my elbows. I'm going to come on up. So I've been leaning forward for a while, so I want to open up and get my heart open to the gods up there. So let's see what happens. I'm going to fold back. Again, I'm still with my knee. So I'm going to fold back my left knee. My right leg is long out in front of me. So I'm here. So this is half saddle pose. There's many options for this pose. One of the options for this pose is to put a bolster behind you. So with this behind me, I'm going to lean back. I don't have to lay back too far. I'm going to lean back and I'm just going to lay back to about here. This is a great option. It's fantastic. You could fall asleep here. So some of you, again, a little more flexible. I'm not going to use the bolster. So instead of using the bolster, I'm going to lean back and I'm going to tuck my butt. If I tuck my butt, I'm in the right position. I'm going to lean back and I'm going to take my arms out at an angle. So walk my hands out and I come all the way on the floor. Instead of the bolster, I'm on the floor. So in this position, I have a nice arch in my low back. You want that. So this is an extreme back bend pose. So if you get it, I'm opening my psoas and my low back together now. If you want the extreme stretch, you take your arms overhead. So even though this is a big back stretch, for a lot of people, this is a huge stretch in your quad. Right? So I'm going to start giving options to this pose. If this is a good spot for you, you stay right here. If you have a little more flexibility, your long right leg, you're going to take that leg flat to the earth. It's pointing to the sky, it's going to fall off to the side. So this is the deep part of this half saddle pose. Again, I have a feeling of, This pose has really helped me with my back bends. It's helped me be more flexible and more open and a little more forgiving. It's an intense pose in a good way. So I'd like you to stay here with me and just I'm going to take a couple of really slow breaths, a couple deep breaths. Since my left knee is folded back, I'm going to roll away from that knee. So I'm going to roll over to the other side. I'm going to roll over and undo my knee. You can hang out on your side. And when you're ready, you can press up to seated. Again, I might come into the hammock in between sides. Again, just to kind of stretch everything out. Coming back to center point, I'm going to press into my elbows and come back up. I'm going to switch sides. So I'm going to fold my right knee back. Again, I might be laying back on the bolster. If this again does not work for your folded knee, I would probably take my legs out and lay back on the bolster because you're getting that arch in your low back. So if my knee doesn't want to fold back on this side, I would lay back on the bolster, and as you see, you're getting a nice arch in your low back. So you're still getting it, you're just not getting the quad part. So, those are some options. Since I'm okay in my knee again, I'm folding back the right knee. I lean back on my arms and I tuck my butt. I take my arms out at an angle and I slowly come back. So once again, this is a big stretch in my quad, in my psoas on the right side. And it's a big arc in my low back. Again, for the full stretch, I take my arms overhead. Once again, I have to be grounded. I have to be peaceful inside. So I'm going to take a few deep breaths. I'm just breathing in, breathing out. I'm trying to soften in my low back. Again, if I'm a little more flexible, I might take my left. So no matter where you're at in this pose, again, the idea is that you're being healthy, that you're stretching. You're keeping your bones in your joints healthy. So relax, let it go. Drop into this. We're going to take a few more calm, easy breaths. Relax your low back. Since our right knee is folded back, we're going to roll away from this right knee. So I'm going to roll over to my left. I'm going to roll over on my side, undo my right knee, and hang out on my side. I'm going to slowly press on up. One more time, I'm going to come back, lean back on my elbows. Ooh, and I'm going to come and do the hammock again. So the beauty of this yin, the practice we're doing now, is there's no competition. Doesn't matter how deep you are. Doesn't matter how slow we go. It's all worth it because it's all just bringing us to a healthier place. So I'm going to press back up on my elbows. I'm going to come back up. So that was a lot of hip and back work, so I'm going to come on all fours. I'm just going to do a little movement in my spine. I'm just going to kind of round and arch. Just kind of rolling in my body. Loosening up my spine. I might even come back and go to child's pose. Really getting a stretch in my lumbar spine. This is great. Then I might come back to all fours, rounding and arching. More hip stretch. So this is called star pose. Bring the soles of my feet together, and my feet are not close to my body. My feet are away from my body. So there's a space. So the idea in thinking of this is that your face will be in your feet. So my face might be in my feet. Again, if that's just crazy extreme, use something. Use whatever you got. Use something. If you're very flexible, open your feet. Take your feet apart so your head can go to the floor. So I'm going past parallel. So believe it or not, for somebody that has open hips, like me, I have fairly open hips, this gets into my low back. So for me, the stretch totally changes. I do feel it in my hips a little, but it's really a nice low back stretch. So again, it doesn't matter how deep you are. There's no competition. I want to stretch and be healthy and take care of my bones and take care of everything inside of me that I can't see. So let's drop in here, just drop. You're doing your best. Wherever you are, you're doing your best. Remember to let go of your stomach. You can soften your face, soften your jaw, your mouth. Completely let go. Let's take 3 breaths together. Take a big exhale. Take an inhale. Big exhale. And this time with sound, take an inhale. Slow motion, walk your hands back in. Oh, that was good. I'm going to slowly come back on my elbows. I'm going to come all the way down on my back and hug my knees into my chest. Oh. If you need any extra little twist, you're just kind of rolling around, twisting. Maybe you'll be lucky and your back will crack. And then you're going to take a moment, just take your legs out, wiggle your legs, wiggle your arms, and give yourself a break. You did good work. Relax. Soften your face. Remember, you're peaceful. Stay here as long as you like. Come into your own shavasana, your own meditation. Nobody's rushing you.